We've been drinking spirits and making our own distillery. We're talking about 5 reasons to be excited about Distilled with designer Dave Beck. Hi, I'm Julian and this is BoxedMeeples. I'm usually joined by Libby, but today I'm joined by Dave Beck. Dave, who are you?
I'm not Libby.
You guys.
I'm an American, but I'm also a game designer and the owner of Faberson Games. I design Distilled, and I am so happy to be here at UK Games Expo.
Well, I think anyone who's watched will know how much this obsession with your game. I absolutely adore it. We've seen this in many videos. So you've gallantly agreed to do 5 reasons to be excited about a series. We talk about 5 reasons that we find fantastic in your game. But first of all, yes, how would you describe Distilled and overview?
Yeah, so there's great wine games, great beer games. There's nothing about making whiskey, gin, vodka, rum. I wanted to change that. This is actually a card-based game where you've inherited a distillery. You're trying to bring it back to its former glory. You're going to do that with a little bit of recipe fulfillment, a little bit of mitigate your luck, a little bit of resource management, as well as some tableau building.
Well, let's get into it. Here's the 5 reasons why I'm most excited about playing Distilled. So the first reason Libby and I were really excited about this game is because the gameplay mirrors the actual distilling process. It's not just a clever name, it's all built into the game. So talk me through that.
Yeah, so actually in real life, when something is distilled, like whiskey, whatever it might be, the first part of the run that comes off of that still and the last part is actually toxic. It'll kill you. It actually is how you make nail polish remover. It's not good. Well, distillers know to cut this out, and they make a cut called the head and the tail cut. They remove it, but they reuse it. That's key. Remember that. They reuse it in future batches. In Distilled the game, I have you shuffle up cards that have the ingredients to make your spirit. Let's just say it's a whiskey. And you're going to take the top card, the head, and the bottom card, the tail, and you're going to remove it. And you're going to reuse it. You're going to put it in your pantry, reuse it. The problem is there's a chance that you just remove that crucial ingredient, which is what I love to do with players, giving them that choice. Are they going to push their luck, or are they going to play it safe and stack up all those ingredients?
And that's all throughout the game. So you've got not just whiskey, people just think it's a whiskey game, but tell me all the spirits you've got in here.
Oh my gosh, I was 15. I don't know if all right, let's see. Moonshine, vodka, those everybody knows how to make at the beginning. Whiskey, that's in every game. Let's see, rum, brandy, cachaça, pisco, lambanog, shochu, baijiu, soju. Let's see, what have I forgotten? Grappa. Let's see. Choose.
Hey, you haven't mentioned gin.
Oh, the most important one, everybody at the UK, gin.
Now, next up, we have said incredible production values, both the art and the components. Now, we might be choosing this because we have the super pimped out version. We've got everything you could possibly get. Bit of a Distilled fanboy, if I'm honest, but we've got everything you could possibly get for Distilled so far. But tell me why amazing art and the basic components are so important to you.
My background, actually, I'm an artist. As a student in university, I was a sculpture major, actually. Then I discovered 3D model and animation. The visuals of a game have always been so important to me. Yes, of course, it's got to play well. We've got to have fun. We've got to have strategic choices, but I really think it needs to be something beautiful on the table as well. And so because of that, I really wanted to focus on that with Distilled, not just the quality of the components, but the visuals that you see in the little details that each distillery player board has different little details. One has my cats, another one has another person's cats. And so it's just fun to have that type of stuff, because all that does is contribute to the narrative and the experience for the player.
Brilliant, and it looks majestic, and I think it's going to be the kind of calling card, obviously your first game, but I think it's going to be the kind of calling card for players and games going forward. Beautiful art and components.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, every game I play of Distilled seems to feel different. There's a lot of variety in this game, both with the distillers with their own recipes and even their own backstory. So tell me, why is variety key to Distilled?
Well, the idea here is that I know players will sit down and play the game. We all know that some people play a game once or twice and that's it. We also have some people that really like to play games. And they'll play the game over and over again. And I want to make sure that they're not going to have that same experience twice. And it might be that some things are similar, but by having 18 different distillers and 15 different, I don't even know the math there, 15 different recipes, the idea there is that you're always going to have something different, have something new. I think it's important both for people to play solo games where they're playing the game over and over again, maybe on their own, when they have groups of people, we all have been there where we love a game so much we want to introduce it to multiple groups. But that way, we're always almost feeling like it's a new game to us as well. We're discovering new strategies, new avenues. And so, yeah, that's always been something that's important to me, is replayability.
Don't get me wrong, push your luck is great, but there's always that problem it's going to go totally wrong, and just due to random chance, your whole game is ruined. We know games like that, they involve putting things in the bad. But in this game, there's a clever fallback mechanism. You never feel completely destroyed. Why was that?
So the reason we did that was because I actually absolutely love push your luck games. But I also know that I wanted to give some opportunity for players to be able to kind of pursue different strategies. And I knew that especially a game at this weight and this length, it's not a game you sit down and play for 20 minutes and you're done, right? It takes a little bit more. It's a dedication of an evening. I wanted to make sure that there was avenues, even if someone did push their luck and fail, they didn't truly fail. There's money involved. So for instance, if I don't end up making a whiskey and have to make a vodka, I may not get as many points, but I'm gonna get money as well. So we're trying to balance that idea of strategy, but also how much of a chance you want to take. I really like the idea that I can have players sitting at a table that have multiple choices. One of them might say, I don't want anything to do with luck at all. I want a straight strategy. We provide that in Distilled, whether it's through adding more into your washback with your ingredients or upgrades that allow you to mitigate that. But there's other players that say, who cares? I'm going to throw everything into that batch. I'm going to see what I make, and it's going to be fun. That's there too. And I think what I love about Distilled with that is that both of those types of players can sit at the same table. Usually it's two different types of games that happens.
Now, that begs the question, how do you play it? What's your stick?
How do I play it? I'm one that in the beginning, probably the first third of the game, I like to push that luck and just toss it in, mainly because I'm kind of secretly hoping to make some moonshine and make a little bit extra money.
Yeah.
But then otherwise, I really like to think about at least one or two long-term spirit strategies where I'm letting that thing sit in the warehouse for a while, getting those flavors. We didn't even talk about the flavors, and that's one of the things I also love about luck is I love to see that surprise of when I open up my flavors and see what kind of stinky whiskey I make.
What I really like in this game is those tasting files. You've got those in the board, able to take those out, put new ones in, introduce different types of spirits, and still enjoy the game in a similar way.
At the beginning, we only had a couple different spirits that we were making, and it was fine, but we saw people starting to get into a rut. So we thought, why don't we mix this up? This is going to allow us to not only have more spirits in the game, but allow us to flip it up. So basically, those tasting flights are double-sided, and there's multiple versions. So we thought this allows, again, for that idea of replayability, but also allowing players to choose a type of game to play. So for instance, some of the basic tasting flights have a nice, general, broad balance across the board. Others are, maybe we want to have a night that's focused on Asia and Oceania. We're going to have a themed, drink party around it as well, which happens. Or maybe we want to really push it. One of them is actually an almost all-aged tasting flight. So players who do that know it for a fact they need to have played multiple times because it's a very difficult flight. But we thought that's a great way to not only provide variety in the main game, but when we go to expansions, we can include new tasting flights to add to the ones you currently have.
Said the magic word there, expansions. That's made me very happy. I'm always just happy as waiting for this invite that you're going to send to Libby and I to come out to your theme night and play some Distilled, in some Asian food and playing some Asian drinks. I'm looking forward to that almost as much. So that's been 5 reasons why we really love Distilled. It's a fantastic game, Dave. We're loving it. And what's next for Pavis and Gates?
Oh, so beyond some expansions that will be coming for Distilled,
I'm shocked.
One maybe in the next 6 or so months is going to be a cask strength expansion. It's designed by Richard Woods, our developer. It's going to be a tuck box, 55-card tuck box that you're going to be able to place into the game to essentially elevate the crunch to a new level as far as strategy. So that's happening, but then even more exciting beyond that is next year we're going to be coming out with our next game called Luthier. Luthier is about crafting musical instruments in the golden age of classical music. This is going to be kickstarting in summer 2024. All of the artwork is going to be done by Vincent Dutray. So we're excited that we're, again, pushing the bounds of theme and mechanics for more exquisite experiences for favorites and games.
And you'll be seeing more on Luthier on our channel. We'll be doing 5 reasons that we're really excited about that game when the Kickstarter launches. But Dave, thank you so much for joining me and talking about your game. Very much so. Fantastic game, and looking forward to what comes next. Enjoy the rest of the expo.
Thanks. Slán Jabá.